Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Natalia Franco, and today I will be discussing with you the increase in poverty in the DFW area. Coming from one of the fastest growing cities, the current increase of poverty in the Dallas-Fort Worth area has greatly increased. With the city growing economically and geographically, the Dallas-Fort Worth area has an alarmingly high poverty rate. Sitting at 39.1%, the Dallas-Fort Worth area is one of the cities with the highest poverty rate. It is time to put an end to this dilemma and implement a plan in action in order to help our fellow citizens. Let's begin by discussing the actual cause of this problem, or the actual problem itself. Poverty level has risen by 39.1%. Since the year 2000, our poverty level has risen to 39.1%, while our actual population has only risen by 7.6%. Considering that there are so many people moving to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, it is crazy how the poverty rate is still very high. 1 in 5 children in Dallas are living in poverty. There are more children living in poverty compared to the adults living in poverty. This is just crazy. With that being said, this means that 260,000 kids in Dallas lack basic necessities, meaning they lack the basic resources like food, cleaning products, and etc. 83% of people in poverty are minorities. 30.9% people in poverty are African American, while 27.7% of people in poverty are Hispanic. Now let's go into talking about the cause of the problem. Our city is very racially segregated, both income and educational wise. For example, the white person with a bachelor's degree gets paid more than a minority with the same kind of degree. People who are basically getting the same degrees are getting paid. There's a very big pay gap in between them, and this is discouraging very many of our students because they're thinking no matter how much they educate themselves, no matter how long they go to school for, they're thinking that they're not going to get paid the same as a white person. With that being said, our education system is failing us vastly. We do not have enough money to maintain the poor school districts. Our kids are already discouraged because of the pay gap, and these students are mainly the ones attending these poor school districts. Since we don't have the school to maintain, we don't have the money to maintain these schools like Highland Park and bigger cities like that, they're not being given the best resources, meaning they are not given the best teachers, the best education, the best information. So that's where our education system is failing us very vastly. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. Nobody is doing anything to help our city. The rich people are kind of just turning on one side, minding their own business and not doing anything about it, while the poor people are left to suffer. Now let's talk about what we can do to help this problem. Contribute to organizations that are already in place. The mayor of Dallas has implemented an organization in order to help these poor people. It is important that we as citizens who have the ability to do so contribute to these organizations so that they stay in place and they continue to help our poor citizens. No money, no problem. If you don't have the money to donate, to the organizations already in place, make time and donate your own personal time by giving back to the community. For example, you can donate to Mission Arlington, you can donate your time to Mission Arlington, and you can also donate your time to shelters by giving out food. This past few months I've been volunteering at Mission Arlington, and all we basically do is kind of just distribute the clothing that people donate and make that more available to people who can't afford their own clothing. It's basically free, nobody gets paid to do anything, and the people going out there to get the clothing get no charge. They get it for no charge, basically. Another way we can help this dilemma is to create your own organization in order to help. Yes, there's organizations already in place, but you can, by creating your own organization, you're already doing more than the regular person. And this doesn't mean to bring a big group of people. This doesn't mean you have to have a lot of money, no connections. This can just mean talking to people about it, letting people know that the city that we live in has such a high poverty rate. It is very easy to just get the word around, just to talk and encourage other people to help just by letting them know what you're doing to help. Our beautiful Metroplex is vastly suffering from poverty. We have families and children going hungry every day. Many of these children are children our kids go to school with. Now that I have provided you with appropriate information about this dilemma in our city, it is time to get up and do something about it. Go out, donate, volunteer, and raise your voice against poverty. Thank you.